My beloved child, stop for a moment and listen to me carefully. Do not rush past this message. Do not treat this like another video that appeared on your screen by accident. There is a reason your eyes stopped here. There is a reason your heart became quiet while these words began. There is a reason something inside you is telling you to stay until the end. Because before this night ends, you are going to understand something that has been hidden from you for a long time. You have been asking me why I made you wait. You have been wondering why doors opened for others but stayed closed for you. You have watched people receive answers while you were still praying. You have smiled for the world while quietly carrying questions no one else could see. But my child, your waiting was not punishment. Your delay was not rejection. Your silence was not emptiness. I was working in places your eyes could not reach. I was moving in hearts you could not influence. I was closing doors that looked beautiful from the outside but were dangerous on the inside. I was protecting you from what you begged me to give you, because I knew what it would do to your future. Stay with me, because this message is not for everyone. This is for the person who has been tired but still faithful, wounded but still kind, confused but still praying, delayed but still believing. And if these words are touching your heart already, stay connected with this channel, subscribe, and become part of this family of faith, because every message that reaches you here is meant to remind you that heaven has not forgotten your name. My beloved child, you thought the waiting season was only about time, but it was about preparation. You thought I was making you stand still, but I was making you strong. You thought nothing was changing, but I was changing you. I was teaching your heart to recognize peace. I was teaching your spirit to stop chasing what looked exciting but carried no blessing. I was teaching you to stop asking for every closed door to reopen, because some closed doors were my mercy. There were moments when you cried because someone left. You thought their leaving was proof that you were not enough. But I saw what they carried. I saw the confusion, the pride, the hidden intentions, the emotional distance, the pain they would have placed inside your life if they had stayed longer. So I allowed the separation, not because I wanted to hurt you, but because I wanted to save you. You called it loss. Heaven called it protection. You called it silence. Heaven called it preparation. You called it delay. Heaven called it divine timing. My child, I know you have been tired. I know you have whispered, God, how much longer? I know there were nights when your pillow heard prayers your mouth could not fully speak. I know there were mornings when you woke up and tried to act strong, but your soul felt heavy. I saw you. I heard you. Not one tear disappeared without my attention. Not one prayer fell to the ground. Not one silent sacrifice was ignored. Every time you chose patience instead of bitterness, I saw it. Every time you chose faith instead of fear, I saw it. Every time you wanted to give up but still said, God, I trust you, I wrote that moment into your story. And now I need you to understand this. The season that looked like nothing was happening was actually the season where everything necessary was being arranged. People were being moved. Hearts were being exposed. Timing was being aligned. Your strength was being rebuilt. Your discernment was being sharpened. Your value was being restored. Because I was not preparing you for something small. I was preparing you for something that your old version would not have been ready to hold. My beloved child, there is a reason I did not answer when you wanted me to. Had I answered too early, you would have walked into a blessing with an unhealed heart. You would have accepted less because you were afraid of waiting longer. You would have called attention love. You would have called comfort purpose. You would have called temporary emotion destiny. But I loved you too much to let you settle. I loved you too much to let loneliness choose your future. I loved you too much to let your pain make permanent decisions. So I slowed you down. I made you wait. I allowed the quiet. I allowed the distance. I allowed the confusion to reveal what your heart still needed to learn. And now, after all this time, you are not the same person who entered the waiting season. You may not realize it yet, but you have grown. You have become wiser. You no longer beg for places where you are tolerated. You no longer chase people who only love you when it is convenient. You no longer confuse attention with devotion. You no longer mistake delay for abandonment. This is why the enemy tried so hard to make you give up before this moment. This is why distractions increased. This is why your mind felt attacked. This is why old memories returned. This is why fear kept whispering, nothing is going to change. Because something is changing. Something is shifting. Something that was held back for your protection is beginning to move toward your life in my timing. My beloved child, I want you to remember the nights when you thought I was silent. I was not absent. I was listening differently. Sometimes I answer with a door. Sometimes I answer with a delay. Sometimes I answer with a person leaving. Sometimes I answer with peace after heartbreak. Sometimes I answer by making you uncomfortable in a place you once prayed to enter. Sometimes I answer by removing the desire for something that once consumed your mind. You thought you lost interest because you were tired, but I was healing your attachment. You thought you stopped caring because your heart became cold, but I was teaching your spirit peace. You thought distance meant disconnection, but I was giving you space to hear my voice again. My beloved child, someone watching this has been carrying a question about a relationship, a connection, a family situation, a dream, a promise, or a future that still feels uncertain. You have been asking me, Lord, is this over, or are you still writing? Listen carefully. I do not need confusion to lead you. I do not need panic to guide you. I do not need you to force what belongs to you. What I have written for you will not require you to destroy yourself to keep it. What I have chosen for you will not make you feel worthless. What I am sending will carry peace, not constant chaos. There may be a season of testing, but my blessing will not keep you in permanent anxiety. So breathe. Release what you cannot control. Stop checking the door every minute. Stop replaying conversations that already revealed the truth. Stop blaming yourself for things I allowed because I was protecting you. Before this night ends, I want your spirit to return to peace. I want you to sleep knowing that I am not late. I want you to wake knowing that your life is not behind. My beloved child, there is something you did not see while you were waiting. You did not see the conversation where your name was defended. You did not see the moment when someone who misunderstood you began to realize the truth. You did not see the danger that passed by you because I blocked it. You did not see the opportunity one delayed because the timing was not clean. You did not see the heart I was preparing before it could meet yours correctly. You did not see the lesson I was teaching someone who once took your kindness for granted. You did not see the way heaven was rearranging things in your favor. But just because you did not see it does not mean it was not happening. My child, this is where faith becomes real. Faith is not only believing when the blessing is visible. Faith is trusting when the room is quiet, when the answer is delayed, when the person has not returned, when the job has not opened, when the dream has not manifested, when the sign has not appeared. Faith says, God is still good even here. Faith says, I do not understand, but I trust the one who sees beyond me. Faith says, if God closed it, there was a reason. If God delayed it, there is wisdom. If God promised it, it will not miss me. And that is why I am speaking to you now. You are closer than you think. Not because everything looks perfect, but because your heart is finally becoming ready to receive without fear, without desperation, without begging, without losing yourself. My beloved child, I need you to stop measuring my faithfulness by speed. The world moves fast, but heaven moves right. The world celebrates quick results, but I build things that last. The world tells you to hurry, compare, compete, prove, and chase. But I tell you to rest, trust, pray, grow, and wait with expectation. Your waiting has meaning. Your tears have meaning. Your closed doors have meaning. Your unanswered prayers have meaning. Even the silence had meaning. There are blessings that would have broken you if they came too early. There are relationships that would have distracted you if they came before healing. There are opportunities that would have lifted your name but damaged your soul if your foundation was not ready. So I built you quietly. I strengthened you privately. I taught you to stand when no one clapped. I taught you to pray when no one understood. I taught you to keep going when nobody saw the battle. And now the same people who overlooked you will not understand the peace you carry. They will wonder how you survived. They will wonder why you are not bitter. They will wonder why your light did not die. And the answer will be simple, because I was with you in the waiting. My beloved child, write this in your heart. Delay is not denial when God is the one holding the clock. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not too late. You are not too damaged. You are not too far behind. I can restore what time tried to steal. I can heal what people broke. I can open what no one can shut. I can bring the right person at the right time with the right heart. I can turn a silent season into a testimony so powerful that even you will look back and say, now I understand why God made me wait. And yes, my child, that understanding is coming. Maybe not in the loud way you expected. Maybe not through the person you thought. Maybe not through the door you kept staring at. But I am going to show you enough to remind your soul that your waiting was not wasted. I am going to send peace where fear used to live. I am going to send clarity where confusion kept circling. I am going to send strength where weakness kept whispering. I am going to show you that I was never ignoring you. I was guiding you. My beloved child, the enemy wanted you to become bitter in the waiting. He wanted your heart to close. He wanted you to stop believing in love, purpose, healing, and miracles. He wanted you to say, nothing good ever happens to me. He wanted you to unsubscribe from hope, disconnect from prayer, and walk away from the voice that kept saving you. But you are still here. You are still listening. And because you are still here, Heaven is reminding you that the story is not over. If this message is speaking to your heart, comment, "I trust God's timing," because your words can become a declaration over your spirit. And stay connected with this channel, because you are not just watching videos here, you are rebuilding faith, one message at a time. My beloved child, there is a reason I brought you through pain without allowing it to destroy you. There is a reason you survived what others never knew about. There is a reason you kept feeling pulled back to prayer even when you felt tired. There is a reason you could not fully let go of hope. It was not weakness. It was my hand keeping a promise alive inside you. There are promises I placed in your spirit that fear cannot cancel. There are dreams I planted that delay cannot bury. There are blessings attached to your obedience that no enemy can steal. But I needed you to learn that the blessing is not greater than the blesser. I needed your heart to want me more than the answer. I needed you to discover that even if the person does not come, even if the door does not open today, even if the sign is delayed, you are still held, still loved, still chosen, still guided. Because when your identity is rooted in me, no delay can destroy you. My beloved child, someone from your past may still be thinking about you. Someone who misunderstood your silence may be realizing that your absence was not weakness. Someone who thought they could replace your presence may be discovering that not every connection carries the same spirit. Someone who watched you from a distance may be wondering how you kept growing after they thought you would fall apart. But do not make them your focus. Make me your focus. If they are meant to return, I know how to bring them correctly. If they are not meant to return, I know how to heal you completely. Your job is not to chase. Your job is to trust. Your job is not to force a message. Your job is to become so anchored in me that when the message comes, you answer from peace, not panic. My beloved child, there is a version of you that used to accept crumbs because you were starving for love. But I have been teaching you to sit at my table. There is a version of you that used to run after people who walked away. But I have been teaching you to walk with dignity. There is a version of you that used to believe every delay meant rejection. But I have been teaching you to recognize divine protection. Look at how far you have come. You may still have questions, but you are not where you used to be. You may still feel pain, but it no longer controls every breath. You may still remember what happened, but you are learning not to live there. That is healing. That is growth. That is me working in you. My beloved child, tonight I want you to release the pressure to understand everything at once. You do not have to solve every mystery before you rest. You do not have to know who will stay, who will return, who will apologize, who will choose you, or how the miracle will arrive. I know. Let that be enough for tonight. I know the road. I know the timing. I know the hearts involved. I know what you need before you ask. I know what would bless you and what would break you. I know what looks good but carries sorrow. I know what looks delayed but carries destiny. Trust me. Rest your mind. Give me the names you keep replaying. Give me the fear you keep hiding. Give me the disappointment you keep smiling through. Give me the loneliness you keep pretending is not there. Give me the future you are scared to hope for again. I can carry what your heart was never meant to carry alone. My beloved child, I am not asking you to pretend you are not tired. I am asking you to bring your tiredness to me. I am not asking you to deny your pain. I am asking you to let me heal it. I am not asking you to forget what happened. I am asking you to trust that I can use even what happened for a greater purpose. The waiting season did not make you weaker. It revealed your strength. The silence did not destroy your faith. It purified it. The closed doors did not end your story. They redirected it. The people who left did not remove your value. They revealed what they could not recognize. And the prayers that seemed unanswered were not ignored. They were being answered in ways too deep for the moment you were living in. My beloved child, do you remember when you asked me for a sign and then felt nothing? I was not refusing you. I was teaching you to hear me beyond signs. Do you remember when you asked me to bring someone back and they stayed silent? I was teaching you to stop placing your peace in another person's hands. Do you remember when you asked me to open a door and it stayed closed? I was keeping you from a room where your spirit would have suffered. Do you remember when you begged me to change the situation quickly? I was changing you first, because a changed situation without a healed heart would have led you back into the same cycle. Now the cycle is breaking. Old fear is losing power. Old attachments are losing control. Old wounds are losing their voice. And what I am building in you will not be easily shaken. My beloved child, before this night ends, I want you to make one decision: stop calling your waiting wasted. Stop calling your quiet season empty. Stop calling your tears meaningless. Stop calling yourself forgotten. You were hidden, not abandoned. You were protected, not rejected. You were being prepared, not punished. Heaven has been closer than your thoughts allowed you to believe. There were angels assigned to moments you never noticed. There were dangers moved away before they reached your door. There were conversations interrupted before they could harm your name. There were traps exposed before your feet stepped inside them. There were plans changed because I refused to let the wrong thing reach you. You did not see it, but I was there. You did not hear it, but I spoke. You did not understand it, but I moved. And soon, what confused you will begin to make sense. My beloved child, I am placing peace over your mind tonight. I am placing strength over your heart. I am placing clarity over your confusion. I am placing protection over your future. I am placing healing over the places you have not told anyone about. You are not alone in this. You never were. Even when the room was empty, I was there. Even when the phone was silent, I was there. Even when the answer was delayed, I was there. Even when you thought your faith was weak, I was holding you. My hand has not left your life. My promise has not expired. My timing has not failed. Keep your heart close to me. Keep your spirit open. Keep your eyes on what I am doing, not only on what you are waiting for. Because something is about to remind you that I heard the prayer you thought disappeared. Something is about to show you that the delay carried purpose. Something is about to confirm that I was not withholding love from you, I was protecting the version of you that would one day need to be strong enough to receive it correctly. My beloved child, when the next sign comes, do not panic. When the next message comes, do not lose yourself. When the next door opens, do not run without prayer. When the next opportunity appears, bring it to me. Let me guide you. Let me confirm it. Let me show you whether it carries peace or pressure. Because what is from me will not require you to abandon wisdom. What is from me will not demand that you ignore every warning. What is from me will bring your heart closer to my voice, not farther from it. And now, my child, I want you to breathe deeply. The weight you have carried does not belong in your hands tonight. Place it down. The person you keep thinking about, place them in my hands. The dream that feels delayed, place it in my hands. The future that feels uncertain, place it in my hands. The pain that keeps returning, place it in my hands. I know how to hold what you are afraid to release. I know how to heal what you cannot explain. I know how to bring peace into rooms where fear has lived too long. Before this night ends, let your soul hear this clearly: you are loved, you are protected, you are guided, and you are not late. The waiting was not meant to shame you. It was meant to shape you. The delay was not meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you. The silence was not meant to abandon you. It was meant to deepen your trust. And when you finally see what I was doing behind the scenes, your heart will whisper, "God, now I understand." But there is one more thing I need you to know before you go. The next chapter is closer than you think, and it will not arrive the way you expected. It may begin with a message. It may begin with a dream.